Namaskar and good afternoon to all the esteemed dignitaries on and off the dais, esteemed faculty members, and everyone gathered here today. As a part of Amity's mission, Welcome Focus Discussion Implement, we at Amity University are glad to have with us the gracious presence of Dr. Sudarshan Das, Senior Program Officer, United States India Educational Foundation Fulbright Commission, and Dr. Jaya Bharti, Program Coordinator, USIEF Fulbright Commission, with the aim to deliver an insightful session entitled Fulbright Research Fellowship Opportunities. We are also joined today by esteemed Amity faculty members online, around 90 number, and those who are physically present here. We welcome you all. We are extremely confident that today's session will enrich our faculty members and research scholars as we would delve into the depth of research opportunities offered by Fulbright Research Commission. Without further ado, I would like to request Dr. A.K. Singh sir, Senior Vice President, Amity Foundation for Science, Technology, Innovation Alliances, to initiate the session program by delivering the welcome address, followed by a brief presentation on Amity Education Group. Over to you, sir.
Namaskar and good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of Honorable Founder President, Honorable Chancellor, and my own behalf, I welcome Dr. Sudarsan Dash, who is a Senior Program Officer at USICF, and his colleague, Dr. Jaya, who is Program Coordinator in the same office. We are humbled by your gesture of agreeing to be with us this afternoon and share various opportunities which are available at USIF for academic institutes like MIT. Today is a great day for us because I feel that it is one of the formal programs which is being dedicated or which is being hosted at MIT for Fulbright Fellowship or Fulbright schemes. Though I have been given to understand that Dr. Sudarsan had visited earlier MIT Institute when Dr. Tanu Jindal invited him. And I'll just take about 10 to 15 minutes to share with you the MIT Education Group or MIT Universe, so that you are apprised of our length and breadth of activities and some of our academic and S&T accomplishments. So I think, can I have the first slide, please? Either say, okay, I'll do that, I'll do that. वो आने वाले हैं या सब एक साथ पानी को मिल जा रहा है क्या? मैंने तो दिया था उस साइड पे एक्सीलेंट भेजा था. Okay, I think we are sitting in the campus that is MIT University, Noida. Basically, this is the vision of Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, who is the founder president of MIT Education Group. After about 2-3 decades of stay in Germany as one of the most successful businessmen, he came back to India to educate this country so that, India can become the developed country. So that had been his endeavor and vision, and that is getting translated day by day, and we all are contributing our part to make his vision realize. He is also helped by 2 of his able sons, Dr. Atul Chauhan, who is the alumnus of London School of Economics, and he is the president of the trust or the foundation, and he is also the chancellor of few of the campuses. and the another son, Dr. Asim Chauhan, who is a product of Wharton Business School, and he's also chancellor of few of the campuses like Madhya Pradesh and Jaipur. If I just share with you, कुछ color combination का issue है, I think may not be legible or readable. क्या issue है color का? Next slide. इस color का क्यों है? So, can you read the no? Hello background. एक मिनट नहीं about background. स्लाइड में जाके स्लाइड पर जाना पहले आपको बैकग्राउंड जाओ राइट क्लिक कर्सर कहाँ है अरे इसको कर्सर नो नो इसको क्लोज करो एक मिनट अरे अंदर दिया बंद करके दोबारा अब Okay, sorry for interruption. I think it's better now. So MIT stands tall, not at national level, even at the global level, and it is one of the fastest growing higher education group in India and abroad. And I think it is testified by the length and breadth of the accomplishments and the establishments. Today, we boast of having more than 300,000 alumni, 6,000 faculty and scientists, and almost equal number who are engaged part-time, like visiting faculties. And we have got 12 campuses in this country, almost in each state. And the vision of founder president is that he wants to have one campus per state. And the latest campus which has become operational is in Bengaluru, Karnataka. And I think it is planned to have another campus operational in Hyderabad by next year. And we also have equal number of campuses abroad in London, Singapore, Sharjah, China, San Francisco, that is in US, and Tashkent. And MIT Education Group offers education right from kindergarten to post PhD. And for that, MIT University has got 28 schools, global schools, and they have bought an international brand, that is Harrow School, to India. And one Harrow School is operational in Bangalore. And recently we had got the opportunity to visit that. It is a worth visiting school. Total, we have about 2,000 acres of campuses, 150 institutions, and in NIRF ranking, in the latest, I think today they are going to declare that, but according to last year, we were 35th in number, 35th at place. And this is the campus where we are sitting. And this is the glimpse of other campuses which are in India, either Haryana, that is in Manesar, Mumbai, Ranchi, Gwalior, Bangalore, Patna. And we have another campus of MIT Campus Noida in Greater Noida, Kolkata, Raipur, Jaipur, and extension of this campus in Lucknow also. And these are the campuses which are abroad. I think because of this color combination, you are not able to read that, but you can see the dots, and these dots show that we have our campuses in these parts of the globe. As far as program goes, what kind of program we offer? I think you think of any program on this earth and we offer that. And particularly for today's lecture, I have highlighted, some programs in the red, because the full pride that USICE, provides opportunities not only in science, technology, and engineering, but they also provide opportunities in social sciences, in arts, culture, management, liberal arts, design, economics. So, and I'm happy to share with you that in MIT Education Group, all these programs or all these specialties are being taught and are being researched. I think again there is a issue of color, because this is a slide. Red, let's say light black. Okay, sorry. Whenever we talk of research, because the founder president has a philosophy that MIT Education Group is a science, technology, and innovation driven group, or science and technology and innovation driven university. And to do the research, we have strong research ecosystem. And what are the components which need to be strengthened to have a strong research ecosystem? I feel that the will of the promoter. I think I can very confidently say that the management has a very strong will to support research and innovation. And not only the will, the support of the management, means the functionaries at university, they support going beyond their boundaries for hastening the process of the research or making research doable, or the ease of doing research in MIT. Infrastructure, I'll share with you some of the slides, what kind of a technical infrastructure we have. And I think where you are sitting, and when you must have walked or driven through this campus, I think you might have got the glimpse of the infrastructure which we do have. And one of the major components is the human resource. And we have got excellent human resource, the combination of the experienced people and the young people. And when you see even in the faculty, you must be seeing some of the stalwarts or bit older in age, and means, or not so younger, and lot of young people. Enabling processes. I'll share with you what enabling process we have. As myself, Dr. Neeraj Sharma, who is sitting there, we come from FSTR, MIT Foundation for Science, Technology, Innovation and Alliance. It is an enabling directorate or group in the MIT, where we facilitate the research in this campus. Collaborations, lot of emphasis is given on the collaboration, whether it is with academia, whether it is with national science and technology institutions, or with industry. And as I was talking of the ecosystem, we connect seamlessly with the stakeholders. As I already told, university, industry, laboratories, even with the society. We have got a independent IPR cell where they take care of the protection of the IPR. They do the due diligence, find the hotspots which is patentable, and then they see that the patent application is prepared, filed, examined, and ultimately they track till it is granted. Directorate of Innovation and Technology Transfer, where they see that how the patents or the knowledge which has been generated, how it can be commercialized through technology transfers. MIT Center for Entrepreneurship Development, right at the education level, the entrepreneurship concept or the mindset is changed, or that kind of a mindset is developed. And these are the various missions which Honorable Founder President has launched. Mission Connect, under which we are conducting this program. We are trying to connect with USIC. We have Mission Space. Recently, this mission has been launched by Founder President, where he has given a clarion call or a challenge to all the people that he wants to make MIT Education Group as one of the number one education group in space sciences in this country at least. And accordingly, we have visited ISRO, where we conducted a workshop so that we collaborate more strongly with them in the space research. Then comes the human resource, because they said technology is enabler, but ultimately the differentiator is human resource. So we have a lot of young researchers and young vibrant brains. Ramalinga Ramanujam and other fellows, Wellcome Trust and other fellows. We have maximum number of fellows in MIT in this country, and that was announced by none other than DBT. We have about 40 such fellows who are either pursuing their fellowship or they have completed their fellowship, and after that they are working as faculty either at the professor level or associate professor, and they are pursuing their research goals. I think we have Dr. Manoj Garg who is sitting, Pallavi is sitting, and maybe other such fellows are sitting in the audience. We also give a lot of emphasis in professional development, connect with the Nobel laureates, invite them either online or physically, and they interact with our faculty and students. We have international faculty or connect, where we have joint supervision. They guide our PhD scholars, and there is an exchange. We visit them, and they do visit us for stronger collaboration. Lecture, conference, and seminars is a routine activity in this campus. This is a glimpse of many of the experienced researchers who are dedicatedly contributing in MIT Education Group, right from Dr. Silvamurthy, Dr. B.C. Das, and Dr. Nutan Kaushik, who is sitting in the audience. You met her just now. And then Dr. Tanu Jindal, who is also here, and Dr. M.K. Datta, who is expert in artificial intelligence, and Dr. Manoj Garg, who is professor. He was the Ramalinga Fellow at MIT. The glimpse of the fellows who are with us. Now coming to the fellowship, that is Fulbright Fellowship. Recently, our colleague Dr. Malika Chatterjee has completed her Fulbright Fellowship. She will be sharing her experience and thoughts with you after some time. And I think she is the first, only one fellowship which MIT has got. I think we will dwell on this when we interact or when we have an open house here. Last week, okay. Then I'm sorry I missed you. Then what are the research themes on which we give a lot of emphasis? That is computational biology. Cancer biology is a huge group where we work. Genome engineering, molecular medicine, translational research, because a lot of emphasis is given on taking science from lab to the public. Let's not restrict our science, limit our science to research publications. Artificial intelligence is a big group which is emerging, and lot of money is poured by our management to make it, really best in the country. Space sciences, food sciences, and whatsoever I am saying, I'm not saying that is being testified by the third party. How do I say that? Because we boast of having more than 36,000 publications in various journals. 450 projects, about 450 projects either completed or we are pursuing with them. We have 35 centers of excellence, 2,150, more than 2150 patents have been filed, and out of them, 375 patents have been granted. I think, I don't know, it might have gone to 376 because still yesterday it was 375. And more than 35 technologies have been transferred, which are, many of them are being commercialized by respective industry. Coming to the infrastructure, I'll go through quickly because of paucity of time, and you would have glimpse of the activities. In nutshell, I can say that we have reasonably strong and good technical facilities where we can conduct either biological research or botany, agricultural research, right from either tissue culture, molecular biology, or genetics. And I think you can have the glimpse of the various facilities, either fluorescence assorted cell sorter, or it is UV visible spectrophotometer, microscopes, HPLC, TEM or STEM, and other tissue culture facilities. We do have all such facilities in various departments. Coming to the research which we are able to conduct, cancer research is one of the major groups here, where they explore various aspects of cancer management, right from early diagnosis, new target identification, or various drug delivery systems, or various new molecules, or repurposing. All these approaches are being deployed for cancer management. Green technologies, it is one of the major groups who are working here, right from herbal colors to biodegradable plastics. Drug repurposing, it is again a big group, and drug repurposing research drew a lot of attention in last decade, finding new uses of the existing drugs. Combating diseases, in this aspect, they develop various diagnostic methods for early diagnosis of various pathophysiologies. Sensor group is another big group where, making, developing sensors for NO2, for methane, even for LPG. Material groups, either phase change material or, materials for photovoltaic cell, all these researches are being carried out. Then we have got a huge MIT Center for Artificial Intelligence. We have got a facility of 10 petaflop, which has been recently created by investing around 10 crores of rupees by the management, and it is coming up very nicely. Now, ISRO is quite interested in, forging collaboration with our MIT Institute of Artificial Intelligence. Sensor technology I have said. Nanotechnology is a big group. We have a MIT Institute of Nanotechnology, where they use the nano size of various molecules for various diagnosis and detection. Space and science technology is a very prominent group where they collaborate with ISRO or DRDO, and they work on either image processing or, kind of a detection of any object on the runway or any other strategic place. Again, thoda hai, but you will bear with me. DRDO Dare to Dream, it's a very prestigious competitive project which one of our faculties won from DRDO. And this project was aimed to, recognize a person based on the physiology, anatomy, and gait. Even though his or her face is covered, you can identify the person, which has been completed successfully and handed over to DRDO for deployment, not only in the armed forces or paramilitary forces, but even in the civil sector. Agriculture is a huge group, which is, I think, Dr. Nutan Kaushik Madam is there, who works in this area. Environmental sciences is being pursued by Dr. Tanu Jindal. Another important project was given to MIT Institute of Nuclear Science and Technology by DARPA. That is a defense threat reduction agency of US, where they had to develop the various protocols for securing the nuclear assets. And we have got a very good facilities which are available in MIT for nuclear science. As far as research funding goes, I said around 450 projects. We win and we get research funding not only from the national agencies, but we are also able to, win the funding from international agencies, either UKRI or Erasmus. MIT has got two campuses in US. One is San Francisco and one is in the Long Island. It is being proposed by the management that we will have the International Research Hub in MIT University campus in Long Island. As I said that we have around 375 patents, and out of which 35 have been, the technologies have been transferred. This slide gives you the list of all those technologies which have been transferred to various agencies. We have got a very strong startup. More than 250 startups have been created by students. Now the main emphasis at present is to have faculty startups. When we talk of the IPR, we have been recognized by various agencies in our IPR portfolio. In 2020, we were awarded the top Indian academic institution for patent and commercialization, done by none other than Minister of Commerce, Mr. Piyush Goyal, in 2020. We also won the Special Appreciation Award in 2022, Crystal Award in 2022, and recently we have got the CII Industrial Intellectual Property Award in 2003. We feel very proud, and it builds a lot of trust that our efforts are being recognized by third party or outside agencies. We also contribute a lot in training people. You name of any government agency, we connect with them and we provide them the soft skills training as well as the technical trainings. As I said that we also connect to the society. So we connect to the society through various schemes. One is Amitasha and Atulasha, and we also work a lot towards empowering the women, education to the underprivileged through these two schemes, and also health and caring for the environment. That is how we make the difference from others, and that's what I wanted to say. Thank you very much for patient hearing.
Thank you, Dr. A.K. Singh, sir, for the wonderful presentation and the address. It is our utmost pleasure to now humbly invite Dr. SUDARSAN Das, sir, and Dr. Jaya Bharti, ma'am. We eagerly await to listen to your extensive experience and perceptive talk of the day, sir. Please welcome, ma'am, and sir.
You give. I'm sorry. I think today we have two very eminent guests from USICA, and the Dr. Sudarshan Dash, who is the senior program officer. I think I will not go into the detail. And he has done his PhD in philosophy and then MBA in international business. And he did his postdoc in Mahayana Buddhism and postmodernism. It's a very unique area, at least I was thrilled to read this. And he has authored a book, Modernism versus Postmodernism. And he's His current research interests include international education, scholar exchange, and education policy. He is also joined by his colleague, Dr. Jaya Bharti, who is an alumnus of Jawaharlal Nehru University, and she has done her Masters of Arts and Masters of Philosophy and PhD in International Relations from JNU, and at the moment she is supporting USIC, and she has traveled a lot. She is a traveler. I think not only because of her assignment, but as a hobby also. I think Fulbright Fellowship is a very important fellowship for us, and we attach huge importance to the Fulbright. And when I was going through it, somewhere you have said that there are 21 fellowships, but I could not find more than 14 fellowships which are enlisted. Fulbright Fellowship in various 6 numbers, and Fulbright Kalam Climate 3 numbers, and others 5. And I think we would like to understand more on the thinking of USIC on this Fulbright Fellowship. What are your plans? In what way we can really, enter into this so that we can compete for these fellowship? एंड वो हिंदी में कहते हैं कि मेहनत सब करते हैं, पर जो गुरु होता है ना, गुरु के पास कुछ मंत्र होते हैं. तो आज आप हमारे गुरु हैं, और हम इसी उम्मीद में बैठे कि जो एक गुरु मंत्र है ना, वो आप हमारी फैकल्टी को दीजिए, जिससे हमारी फैकल्टी पूरा जोर शोर से काम करेगी. और क्योंकि अभी तक हमारे पास 2 हैं, सिंगल डिजिट में हम बिलीव नहीं करते. अभी तक आपने 10,000 फेलोशिप्स और वो ग्रांट्स दिए हैं और 9,000 अवार्ड्स. 19,000 में 2 नंबर कोई मतलब इट इज नॉट गुड ऑन पार्ट ऑफ अस. सो वी वांट टू प्ले a larger role at a higher platform. So with this, I invite both of you to share with us about the thinking and the opportunities available for these fellowships for any. Over to you.
I think I'll speak from here. Jaya, if you would like to go there. So, thank you so much for inviting us to be here on your campus. Dr. Singh, when you sent the email and the type of warmth, the type of enthusiasm that you showed, immediately I thought that I must come to your campus, speak about Fulbright Fellowship programs. Not only that, when we spoke over telephone, you took so much of interest. I thought that I must be on your campus, provide some of the tips on how to write a strong application. Definitely, we would like to see more Fulbrighters from your campus. But it's a good beginning to have 2 Fulbrighters here on your campus. They can actually play the role of guru here because they have gone through the entire process. They can provide lots of guidance on how to write a strong application. So today what will happen, we'll be taking around 45 minutes or so to make a presentation on Fulbright Fellowship opportunities, some tips on how to write a strong application, and what are the various components of the application, how to find your host university, what are the requirements of the selection process. Jaya and I will be making the presentation. After that, we will be requesting both of our Fulbrighters here to take 5 minutes each to share their Fulbright experience. Then we will be open for Q&A. And Dr. Singh, thank you so much for the remarkable presentation, the journey of Amity University, its mission and objective. It's really remarkable. And we can see the contribution this university is doing in almost every aspect, from cancer research, green technology, environment, bioengineering, to all the areas. That is remarkable. And this is something that we are so proud to be here on your campus today to speak a little bit about Fulbright and also provide some opportunities of how we can see more Fulbrighters from this campus. So the name of our organization is USIA, US India Educational Foundation. I think you all must have heard about Fulbright. So our organization is almost 75 years old. We are going to celebrate our 75th anniversary coming February. We are a binational commission. USIF was established as a part of the agreement between Government of India and the Government of USA on February 2nd, 1950. Both the governments formed this organization to administer Fulbright fellowship for Indians to go to the US. And also we get almost 150 Americans who come on Fulbright grant to India every year. So Amity University can have Americans on your campus. That is one of the opportunity. We have 4 mandates. The very first one is administration of Fulbright Nehru and other Fulbright fellowships for Indians as well as for US citizens. The second mandate is to promote the networking among Fulbrighters. It said once you are a Fulbrighter, you are a Fulbrighter for the lifetime. There is nothing like ex-Fulbrighter or former Fulbrighter. You become a Fulbrighter for your whole life. So we promote lots of activities for alumni development. We have our education USA advising services that provide unbiased, objective, updated information about US higher education. We are located at 12 Valley Road. So if your children who want to go to the US for their higher studies, we will provide the information. We are the Government of USA program, so you will get unbiased information about the US higher education. We are also promoting institutional linkages. So if your university want to establish some linkages with US universities, we also assist in that matter. So these are the 4 major mandates of us, but the core area of USIF is the administration of Fulbright Nehru and other Fulbright fellowships for Indians as well as for the US citizens. Next please, Jaya. That was the India story. Let me take a minute to talk about the Fulbright program at the global level. The Fulbright program started after the Second World War, and the objective was to promote mutual understanding among the nations and also to create a large network of Fulbrighters all over the world. And it was the objective of J. William Fulbright, who wanted to see that when scholars from one country go to another country, they create lots of goodwill. They promote lots of knowledge exchange. So with that objective, this fellowship was established, and this has been mostly successful. So far, we have administered 4 lakh fellowships under the Fulbright banner at the global level. We means the Fulbright program at the global level. Every year, 8,000 grants are offered at the global level, and India's story is really a great success. USIF has administered 21,000 grants for both Indian and the US citizens. The most important part is that this program operates in 160 countries. So when you are selected for this fellowship program, you become a part of that large network of Fulbrighters all over the world. That helps you to promote your research networking, your collaboration. So that is something really phenomenal. And also, the Fulbright is a brand. So you become a part of that brand. So try to come up with a very convincing application. It is not just a funding opportunity to get some fund to go to the US. It's a brand. It's a life-changing experience. And the Fulbright program provides you a platform to network with Fulbrighters all over the world. We offer a wide range of fellowships. So if you see here, we have on the left-hand panel, you can see the fellowships that are listed there are jointly funded by Government of India and the Government of USA. We call it Fulbright Nehru or Fulbright Kalam. These are the hyphenated grants which are funded by both the governments. And on the right-hand panel, you see there are 5 fellowships listed, and those are not jointly funded by Government of India and the Government of USA. Those are not hyphenated grants. Those are exclusively funded by Government of USA. There is no Government of India money there. So we administer grants which are funded by both the governments, Government of India and the Government of USA. And also we administer several other grants which are exclusively funded by the Government of USA. I and Jaya, we are going to talk about both the type of fellowship programs, both Fulbright Nehru and Fulbright Kalam, as well as other Fulbright fellowships in detail. And also we are going to take your questions on these. Next, please. I will not spend much time on this because this is a degree program. I don't think there will be anyone interested for a master's degree program. But please take note of this grant very briefly. If any one of your contacts wants to go to the US for a master's program, we have this opportunity, and this fellowship program is offered in 10 fields that is listed there. The requirement is that the applicant must have an equivalent of a US bachelor's degree, 16 years of education and 3 years of full-time work experience. Next, please. Okay, before I go to these grants, how many of you, these are largely faculty members? Okay, no PhD student, registered PhD student here? Okay, we have. And how many of you have got your PhDs in last 4 years? That means from July 2020 till date.
The 90 people have joined
Online. Okay, so
they are also listening.
okay,
122.
okay, that's great. So that means we'll be having prospective applicants for each of our programs. Now I am going to briefly talk about the fields that we are going to offer for the academic year 25-26. And if you see there, 24 fields are listed and wide range of areas, and almost all the areas where Amity University is specializing are listed there, from agriculture to bioengineering and many social science areas. Do you have a school of social science here? Okay. How many of you are from the field of social sciences and humanities? Can you please raise your hands? Okay. Okay, great. So you will find, almost all the areas are covered there. In case you find that your area is not listed there, that does not mean that you cannot apply. We strongly encourage interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary research. So even if you are from a different area, if you are coming up with a proposal which can fit into any of these 24 areas, and you can demonstrate that you have the expertise to carry out the research that you are proposing for, you can apply for this program. So we are quite flexible about this. So any one of you who finds that their area is not listed here, just tell me. I will be happy to provide some guidance. Or you can see the list, the fields that are listed there. You are covered under that. And I must tell you that these are the fellowships offered for Fulbright Nehru doctoral research, Fulbright Nehru postdoctoral research, and Fulbright Nehru academic and professional excellence fellowship program. Besides that, there is a climate fellowship program, the climate Kalam research, which is climate is not listed here, but we have a separate branch of fellowship. Yes, tell me, what is your area? Absolutely, biotechnology. Yes, there. Yes.
No, she's saying biotechnology is not there.
Bioengineering we have. We have bioengineering as one of the fields, so you can apply under bioengineering. Can you tell me once again your question?
Public health is there,
Yeah.
but I can't see bioengineering or biotechnology.
Bioengineering is there.
Yeah, number 3.
Number 3 is there.
Yeah, on the top. First, second, third. Bioengineering. Yes, we have.
So I think this year you are promoting bioengineering, huh?
No. We are open to all areas. We are not promoting any one of these areas. Every field is equally important, and our selection is completely merit based. So we do not have any sorts of preference for any of these fields. But the thing is that,
Sir, I just wanted to know whether teacher education is included here. Because here education policy and planning is there, which is related to educational management. But teacher education is, I found that it is missing.
absolutely yes, you can apply under the field of education. We are looking at the larger concept under these fields. We are not looking at the very narrow area, as you can see. So teacher education is one of the extremely important areas in the field of education. So absolutely it will be covered under education policy and planning.
Yeah, Sudarshan, can I just add?
Science policy, yeah. We have public policy, we have one of the fields. And public policy is so vast, where science policy, absolutely yes, that comes under. And current situation, science policy is extremely important. From education policy to science policy to energy policy, all will be covered under public policy.
Sudarshan, can I just add on to
Yeah.
what she's asking? So, Professor Tanu, actually, you're asking about biotechnology, right? Specifically. So, this question generally comes from life sciences guys who generally do not find that field from the list that we have shown here. So, the best way to know whether your field falls under the fields that we have offered, you should go to a US universities, academics, see their fields and see what all is covered under that. So bioengineering for us limits our thinking to certain aspect of life sciences. But if you go to US universities, you will find bioengineering, scope of bioengineering is vast. So also the education. So we have just put a larger field. You have to surf through, go through the US universities and see what all topics or what all subheadings are there under that one particular field. And then refine your proposal, refine the topic, and then place your application under a particular field. So it works like that for us. We do not go by Indian departments, like Indian universities departments. We are not following that. So you need to understand that basic difference. Yeah, over to you, Sudarshan.
Yeah. I think we're done with this slide. Can we move to the next slide? Okay, so there are a few PhD students here. This is a fellowship program which is called Fulbright Nehru Doctoral Research Fellowship Program. It's designed for those who are registered for their PhDs at an Indian institution on or before November 1, 2023. That is the only requirement. If you are a registered PhD student, you can apply for this fellowship program to go to the US for 6 to 9 months to do research on a particular component of your PhD thesis. This is not a degree program. The US university will not provide you the degree. You are registered here at the Amit University for your PhD degree program. You will go to the US for research for 6 to 9 months. After coming back, you will submit your thesis here in India and get the degree from the Indian institution. But this fellowship program will provide a great opportunity to you to further refine your research, to do research in the advanced areas of your field and enrich your thesis. I think there are two. You are a PhD. What is your topic? Okay. Okay, you have already submitted your PhD. Okay. Now, are there registered PhD students here? Those who are registered for their PhDs? Okay. Okay. So, are you a PhD student? What is your topic?
Protest for promoting sustainable agriculture.
Okay. And in which department you are in here?
Microbiology. AI.
Microbiology. Okay. 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 So this could be one of the opportunities for you to apply for to go to the US for 6 to 9 months. And at which stage you are in your PhD? Have you got your registration is already done? And
Currently, sir, I'm taking
second semester now. Okay. So this would be the right time for you. Your topic is already approved. Okay. And your PhD supervisor is also assigned to you. Okay, you are the PhD supervisor. Okay, so I think that is the right stage to apply for this grant because this will give you a great opportunity to do a particular component of your PhD in the US and also encourage your friends to look for this opportunity. There is not much time. July 15th is the application deadline, so 3 weeks left. So if you have not already started, please explore the possibility of applying for this grant. Okay.
And the best part of this grant is you can work on your already proposed PhD synopsis. So you really do not have to, start anything new in this.
Yeah, Jaya, you can cover this.
Yeah, thanks, Sudarshan. So I would request all the faculty who are sitting here. Actually, I'm happy that today all the faculty members are sitting here because each one of you must be mentoring or supervising at least 5 to 10 PhDs. So whoever has passed out, I would request all of you to pass on the message about the Fulbright Nehru as well as Fulbright Kalam postdoctoral grants. So the fields are same, the one which we have shown you. But the best part of this grant is up to 2 years. So from 8 months to 2 years. And the requirement is the candidate should have a PhD degree. If they do not have a PhD degree, then a provisional degree would also do. And they should have one publication, one published paper. So even UGC is requiring nowadays to have a published paper by the end of your PhD program. So I'm sure all of your PhD pass outs must have one significant publication. So you can pass on the message to them and promote this because this is one of the best grants in India which allows a person to do research in the US for 2 years maximum. So even the person who's visible here is Dr. Ramu Vemana. When he went on the Fulbright grant, he was just a research associate. But by the time he finished, he got to the Rajiv Gandhi Center for Biotechnology. So which is like in Faridabad road. So he is now a full-term faculty there. So our Fulbright Nehru postdoctoral grant has that leverage that gives you to get connected with the academic institutions in India and that to premier academic institutions in India.
I think Dr. Singh or Dr. Sharma can, respond to this. How many, on an average, Amity university system produces PhDs in a year?
Must be in 100 because we have about 1,500 such scholarships.
Right.
My number is correct as far as I know. More.
Could
इससे
be
कम
more
से कम
than-
200-250 PhD तो हर साल निकलते हैं.
Every year.
200,
Yeah,
250.
that's a
हाँ,
big number.
Yeah,
So if there is any system of reaching out to them, sending an email,
we all connect, means faculty and we all are
connected. Even if they are passed out, they have got their PhDs. Okay.
Tell what is the number of these fellowships? So it is known that what is the competition.
Yes, yes.
How competitive it is.
Absolutely. I will just respond to that question. So for the doctoral research fellowship program, we offer approximately 30 grants every year, 30. For the postdoc, it could be some in the range of 25 or so, 25 postdocs every year we offer. But the most important part is that this is an open competition. It's highly competitive process, and postdoc grant is, one of the most competitive programs under the Fulbright banner. The success rate is around 5 to 6%. That means if we are getting 100 applications, we are offering around 6 fellowships. So the success rate is only 6%. But that's why we are here. We are encouraging you to apply for these fellowship programs, and you must come up with a very convincing proposal and application. That is the most important part. If you are coming up with a competitive application, you follow the steps that we are saying, the chances are very bright. So on an average, 150 Fulbright fellowship for Indians to go to the US grant wise around 30 doctoral research, around 20 to 25 postdoctoral research, around 27 to 28 academic and professional excellence fellowship program. So like this we are offering.
I can understand the competitiveness which is highlighted by you, but don't you think this is a very small number even for India, US, Fulbright fellowships and so on? So, and the second question or whatever, my comment is, what is the funding? Which ministry is funding your side, Indian side, to your institution?
Yes, I absolutely agree with you. The number. Take for example, for the all India competition for a grant like postdoc, 25 or 2022 is a very small number, but it's about the brand that actually helped us. That's why we are getting lots of experience, lots of response. Regarding the funding, we get approximately $3.35 million from the government of USA, and equal amount 3.35 million comes from the government of India. So for the Fulbright Nehru and Fulbright Kalam fellowships, our budget is $6.7 million.
Which ministry is handling?
Ministry of External Affairs for
Ministry
us.
of External.
Yeah, honorary co-chair. Yeah, over to you.
Yeah. You would be taking this?
Yeah, just to add to this, our salary comes, from the government of USA, separate. Only for the Fulbright Nehru, $6.7 million budget. The other Fulbright fellowships, additional budget comes from the government of USA. Okay. So, I think this is the most crucial program that I would like to discuss here, because I believe around 90% of this group are faculty members. And this program, as well as the Fulbright, Kalam, Academic and Professional Excellence Fellowship program, will be applicable for the faculty members. And this is designed for mid and senior level professors, scientists, and academicians, as well as professionals. The name of this grant is Fulbright Nehru Academic and Professional Excellence Fellowship Program. This is a 4 to 9 month grant. If you are going for a 9-month grant, that means that's one academic year as per the US standard. So you can go to the US for one academic year for research or teaching, or for a combination of both research and teaching. So you can actually choose as per your requirement.
Sir, the US scientists can also come to India on the similar way.
Absolutely. We have the same fellowship for Americans to come to the US, come to India. And we have another section called the American program section that administers that grant. So what do we require? The requirement for this fellowship program is that as an academician, you should have a PhD and 5 years of work experience. That's all. And I must tell you that you can choose the category of your choice. You can go either for research or for teaching or for a combination of both research and teaching. It's absolutely up to you to take the decision. But in the US atmosphere, what we see, most of the research universities, the professors spend only 25% of their time for teaching and 75% for research. So if you are planning to go for both, I would suggest that spend less time in teaching. You can go for around 25 to 40% for teaching and spend around 60% for research. I would suggest again to go for both, because you will get a flavor of the US classroom, which is highly diverse, and you will be finding students from almost all continents there. And I personally believe that teaching is a great way of learning also, because that will also help in your research process. So both research and teaching will be helping you. Dr. Malika Chatterjee went on the research and teaching grant and under this fellowship program. So Malika, would you like to share your experience a little bit about it at the end? Okay, you will be doing that. Okay, there is a slot for that. Okay. And also for Nidhi also, I will be requesting you to speak for around 5 minutes. So, okay. So, any questions regarding this particular fellowship program? Yeah. We give around 30 or so, 28 to 30 grants for this fellowship program. And again, there is no subcategory, completely open competition. We do not have any sorts of reservation for any type of category or any type of field. So it's completely open.
So may I ask you if
Yeah.
you can just also emphasize the importance of the references which need to be given in this application?
Absolutely. It's very important.
So that if you
Actually,
can just elaborate on.
Sure. We have a dedicated slide for letters of reference. I will be talking about that. Yes, next please, there. Similarly, we have a fellowship called Fulbright Kalam Climate Fellowship Program, which is offered at 3 levels. Doctoral research, that means if you are a PhD student, you can apply for Fulbright Kalam Climate Fellowship in doctoral research. If you are a recent PhD, that means you have got your PhD in last 4 years. You can apply for the Fulbright Kalam Climate Fellowship for postdoctoral research. And also, if you have done your PhD, 5 years of work experience, you are a faculty member or a scientist, you can apply for the Fulbright Kalam Climate Fellowship for Academic and Professional Excellence Fellowship Program. The requirements are all same as we discussed for Fulbright Nehru. Only thing is that these fellowships are offered in the field of climate only. So if you are working in the field of climate or related areas, you can apply for the Fulbright Kalam Climate Fellowship. And again, climate is vast. You may be working in the field of agriculture. It has significance in context of climate or air pollution, water resource management, including energy. So wide range of areas we are, city planning. So we are open to wide range of areas. You can see the subcategories are, specified there. Those are not exclusively written or specified. So anything that related to climate is most welcome. I know Dr. Tanu is working in the field of climate and related areas. Do you have a school of climate studies? What is the school? Okay. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay. So it's a school. And how many faculty members and students will be? Okay.
More than 100 scholars are
Students are there.
currently enrolled. But per se climate studies, I think more than 30 scholars are there. And I have just came to my mind few PhD scholars who have just passed out within 5 years of the limit. So I will recommend them to apply for this.
Please write to them,
Yeah.
and if you can share their email IDs, Jaya will be sending the links to them, because just telling them will not help. We'll be happy to contact them and reach out to them to apply. And also your registered PhD students of the school, they can think of applying for the Fulbright Nehru Doctoral Research Fellowship Program.
Yeah. So Nehru Doctoral Research Fellowship and postdoc also.
Absolutely.
Only
Yes.
two. No, it is not for professionals.
No. For the faculty members also.
Also.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is at all 3 levels.
Okay.
So faculty members, they can apply for Fulbright Kalam Climate Fellowship or Academic and Professional Excellence Fellowship Program. Those who have got their PhDs in last 4 years, they can apply for Fulbright Kalam Climate Fellowship for postdoctoral research. And currently, those who are registered for their PhD, that means PhD students, they can apply for the Fulbright Kalam Climate Fellowship for doctoral research.
So the duration for this is 4 to 9 months.
So depend on the type of the grant.
Okay.
Take for example, if somebody is applying for the doctoral research, 6 to 9 months.
Okay.
Postdoc 8 months to 24 months. For the Academic and Professional Excellence Fellowship Program, 4 to 9 months.
Oh, thank you.
Anyone else who is working in the field of climate or related areas here?
Climate and agriculture.
Oh, that will be yes.
So they've done
Sustainable agriculture.
climate is part agriculture practices. We are working
Absolutely.
on that.
Yes.
And we have done one project supported by Asia Pacific Network, Japan, with Bangladesh, Afghanistan, and India.
Okay.
As a partner country, also we're working on that aspect.
And climate smart agriculture is something
Climate
that you are also looking into. Absolutely. Yes, that's one of the. Even public health and climate, that is also public health. Okay. Yeah, so climate and public health, that is one of the emerging areas.
I'm also working on climate change on animals because animals are most affected by climate. I have one granted project from Council of Science and Technology on its stress management in poultry.
Absolutely. Yeah. So most welcome. You are a faculty member here.
Yes, I'm
And
a
how many
faculty,
years of experience do you have?
8 years of experience.
Yeah. So the Fulbright Nehru Academic and Professional, Fulbright Kalam Academic and Professional Excellence Fellowship Program could be one of the options for you. So very quickly, the Humphrey Fellowship Program is a professional development program for 10 months. This is not for the academic research or teaching. If you are working directly with the community, this fellowship could be applicable for you. And also, if you are working in the field of policy aspects, that could be also applicable for you. This is a 10-month professional development program for the professionals only. It is not for academic research, it is not for teaching, it is more into networking and professional development. Next, please. So we have this program called Fulbright Foreign Language Teaching Assistant Program. It's an excellent program for scholars to go to the US to teach either Hindi or one of the Indian languages, Urdu, at the US campuses. For this, we do not need a degree in Hindi or Urdu. You should have a degree in English or related areas, and you should have good command over Hindi and Urdu. So this is a 9-month program to go to the US for teaching an Indian language at US campuses. Do you have a department of English here? English department, and you will have PhD students there also, master's degree programs in English. Okay, okay. So please bring this to the attention of the second year masters as well as PhD students. Those who have good command over Hindi, they can, or Urdu, they can apply. Next, please, Jaya. Jaya, the indication is that very quickly we'll complete the presentation, then we'll be having the presentation. So maybe in a minute or so you can cover.
Okay.
Sudarshan, could you also please tell the number of fellowships available under each of these fellowships? Because that will give some exposure. For example, this teaching assistant, how
Right.
many teaching assistants that you identify, select, and send?
Sure. Just go back. I'll just speak very quickly about for this FLTA program. 13 fellowships. 1-3. Yeah.
Okay. Generally, people ask as to in Fulbright, what is it that we would get from Fulbright Commission? So we offer a stipend. So basically, we do not offer any research grants. We offer maintenance of the scholar in the US. So maintenance of the scholar from end to end. So monthly stipend, which would take care of every expenditure that they would incur in the US. There is a medical insurance for this scholar and one-time allowances, which includes like excess baggage, airport transfer. So everything is taken care. And if you are from senior grant, like postdoc or academic and professional excellence fellowship, then there would be a dependent allowance for one dependent, and the dependent can be a spouse or a child below 21 years. But we would be, suppose if there is a dependent, more than one dependent, then we would be processing the visa for all. However, you have to take care of the second or the third dependents. And we would also be providing a round trip economy class air tickets. We say economy class. However, our economy class air tickets would vary from the ones which you would go and buy for yourself. Because we have to follow the Fly America Act. So under that Fly America Act, we have to get tickets only in limited European and American airlines. We cannot provide tickets in any other airlines that are cheaper than the flights that I have been talking about. We also process the J visa. So our J visa, in our J visa process, our scholars go for walk-in interview, and it is like if they want to go tomorrow, they can just walk in with a mail from us. So that is what Fulbright does when you become a Fulbright scholar. Otherwise, you would know how easy it is to get a J visa from US Embassy. So those all efforts will be taken care by Fulbright. Over to you, Sudesh.
So very briefly, the timeline, our announcement happens in February. And now we are inviting applications for the academic year 25-26. That means if you are selected, you will start your grant sometimes in August 2025. So almost one year, 3 months before we make our announcement. After the application deadline, we send the applications to 2 independent reviewers to read your application. We give them the complete guidelines, and based on the guidelines, they read the applications. And we had last year over 200 reviewers to read the application, because we do not give more than 30 to 40 applications to each reviewer. We do want that they should spend at least a good amount of time to read your application and do the justice. Based on the recommendation of the reviewers, because they assign a score and comment, we shortlist candidates for interview, and the interviews will be happening online. That will be actually, happening sometime from August to October, November, depending on the type of grant you have applied for. Each interview will be done for around 20 minutes or so. The selection committee will be composed of both Indian and the US experts. We call it binational committee. They will be interacting with you, and based on their recommendation, we send the nominations to the US, where the a Fulbright Foreign Scholarship Board, presidentially appointed board, approves your nomination and you get the final selection. After that, your J visa processing is done through us. As Jaya said, that it's a very simple process. Special attention is given to Fulbrighters. There will be no visa fee. You will be getting the visa on gratis. And there are some fellowship programs where you can take your dependents also. We will provide J2 visa for that. And we hold a pre-departure orientation program sometimes in May. And last year it was in Kolkata. This year it was in Delhi. And scholars start departing to the US from July, August onwards. July, August 2025 onwards. Next, please. You can go to any institution, university in the US. You can see our scholars are spread all across the US. And we actually encourage you to choose a university which is best for you to, from the, from your academic need point of view. Don't go by the so-called big names like Harvard, Stanford, or Columbia. There is nothing wrong in going to a big top-rated, so-called top-rated institution, but try to find out an institution which is best for you from your academic need point of view. Take, for example, Malika went to Brown. Nidhi went to Carnegie Mellon, if I remember correctly. So they can share their experience how to choose a US university. So choose a US university which is best for you from your academic need point of view, and you can choose anywhere from any place in the US, because Fulbright is such a well-known program. You will be getting lots of positive responses if you are reaching out to the professors in the US. Next, please. Diversity is our, something that we always showcase. If you see the Indian Fulbrighters, they are from all across India, from north to south, from Gujarat to Manipur, and we have achieved gender parity. We have a good diversity in terms of getting regional diversity. So merit is the sole criteria, and based on that, we have achieved diversity. Next, please. Application procedure is very simple. Go to our website online, and you can complete your application in multiple settings. Next, please. Some tips on how to prepare your application. Please read the applicant instruction very carefully, and I request you that if you have already started your application and you have not seen the applicant instruction which is there on our website, please read that, and that will give you lots of information on how to come up with a very strong application. And also there are few other tips that, Jaya, can you just give me what is the second point? I cannot see from here.
To attend our mentoring program.
Yeah,
so
attend a few mentoring programs. We are holding a number of online sessions. Details are available on our website, and please do that, and that will give you lots of guidance. Third point, what is there? Just one word.
Right.
Yes, you have two alum here who can guide you in your application process. They can share their experience, and also we have the current fellows page. We have the current fellows page. So you will get the list of last 3 years Fulbrighters. Take a look at that, and if you want to reach out to them, we'll be happy to connect you with some of the Fulbright alumni who are working in your field. Please follow us on social media. You will come to know that how Fulbrighters are working as change agents. They are working as leaders in their fields. Visit the Fulbrighters, ambassadors of change on the YouTube. You will come to know some of the amazing stories of the Fulbrighters. And also identify and correspond with US universities where you want to go. Always say that. I'll speak a little bit about that aspect also later on. So identify the US universities, communicate with them. If you get a letter of invitation, please include it as a part of your application. Okay, sure. So research proposal, few tips. Provide a clear and also description about your research objectives. You have to define your objectives very carefully. And I would suggest that within the first 2 paragraphs, you should come up with your objectives. So that the reviewers and the selection committee members would get a clear picture about your project within 5 minutes of reading your proposal. After that, you can give a detailed description. Demonstrate the significance of your project, how your project is relevant in context of India and the US, because you are going to be funded by both the governments. So the practical relevance is very important. You might be working in a very abstract area, but in your proposal, please come up with 2 or 3 points showcasing that how your research or your project has strong relevance in solving or addressing some of the current issues and challenges. Explain how your project can be completed within the time frame. Don't be over ambitious. Try to be realistic, and in your proposal, please give a timeline of your monthly action plan. That is very important. Please give the timeline. Also show that how your research fits within your academic as well as professional background. We strongly encourage interdisciplinary research, but at the same time, you must justify that you have enough expertise to pursue the project that you have proposed for. Mention the US universities where you plan to go. You have to give us 3 preferences, but most important part is that you have to give justification why you want to go to that particular university. Next, please. Very briefly, how many of you have started your application? Anyone who has already started the application? I think Dr. Tanu has started. Yes, so you have some technical issues. I know that. Anyone else who has started the application? No. If you plan to do that, do it today itself, because we have a very short span of time right now, and the proposal will take lots of time.
I think some of you can start right now.
Yes.
Because still 3 weeks are left.
Correct. Yeah. So 4 or 5 points I would like to give some guidance about your project. Always give the background information. Most of the applicants forget to give the background information. They think that I am doing research in very advanced area, and they do not give the background information. So those proposals are not very strong proposals. A strong proposal must start with the background. You must create the situation showcasing that what is the issue and challenge, why you are doing the research, and what is the relevance. So you have to give the background. Objectives must be very clearly defined. What you want to achieve. Your methodology, what type of method you are going to employ. Is it something related to interview, library, or lab experimentation? What cannot be done here in India? The significance, again, I am highlighting that how your project is relevant in context of India and the US. That must clearly come out in the application, in the proposal. evaluation and dissemination, it said once you are a Fulbrighter, you are a Fulbrighter for the lifetime. So your proposal should also showcase that what is your plan for next 5 years, what you want to do, how your US experience will or your Fulbright experience will help you to achieve those goals. So please give a roadmap of your action point or your goal for next 5 years. Justification for your residence in the US under the Fulbright program, why you want to go to the US, and also why your research or project cannot be done here in India. Research plan and timeline, always give a clear-cut timeline of what you want to achieve and what are your monthly action plan. Next, please. If you are going for a research teaching project, please note that US classrooms are highly interactive. Just lecture method will not work. What type of innovative practices that you are going to follow to make your classroom highly interactive? It could be group work, it could be interaction, it could be live case studies, it could be out of classroom activities, it could be visit to the fields. So please indicate those as a part of your course curriculum. Next, please. Reference reports, I think you had asked this question, so I will be highlighting little bit about this. We need 3 letters of reference. Choose your referees very carefully, and please share your project proposal with your referees so that there is no mismatch between what you are saying in your application and what the reviewers or the recommenders are saying in their letter of recommendation. That is very fast thing. Second thing, choose your referees very carefully and don't go by the so-called big names. Choose referees who can spend at least 2 to 3 hours in writing a detailed letter of reference for letter of recommendation for you, and also those who know you for at least 3 to 4 years. Do not go by the name that if you get a letter of reference from a US professor, the chances are brighter. No, we do not see that who has written it. It is more important that how it is written. So you might have met a US professor just for 5 minutes in a conference, and that professor is writing letter of reference for you. It is not a justified one. We need a person who knows about your future plan, who knows your innovative skills, your leadership skills, your ability to work in a new environment, your ability to bring out things, and how you are trying to address some of the issues and challenges. So all these aspects should come out in your letter of reference. So choose your referee. Even your senior colleague of yours could be a could write a letter of reference for you. So the referee should highly focus the seriousness of your project, your adaptability, how you can work in a new environment, your leadership role, and your resourcefulness. Letters of reference are taken very seriously. The reviewers read the letters of reference, with utmost importance. So please choose your referees carefully and also request them to spend some good amount of time to write the letters of reference. Please share your project with them before they write. One of the best practices, I would say, that many applicants write draft letters of reference and send it to the reviewers to referees to upload. That is not the correct practice. Please give your referees a free hand to write letters of reference. Next, please. Selection criteria, very quickly. We take these factors into account when we do the selection. Academic credentials and professional ability. Your academic credentials means it's not the percentage of mark. It's about the type of difference, the type of impact you have brought through your publication, teaching in the academic sphere. That must be highlighted. Merit of the proposed Fulbright project. So what is the relevance of your project in context of India and the US? Need for the research, why you want to go to the US, the justification must be there. Outcome, what is the impact in next 5 years? You will be seen as a cultural ambassador of India to the US. So how you can play the role of cultural ambassador should be also reflected in the application. And also your communication skills, try to be original, express yourself in as simple words as possible, and follow the best academic practice when you are developing your application. And you must demonstrate your commitment to community, because Fulbrighters are not self-centric. If you have done anything related to development of society, community outreach, please indicate those in the application. Next, please. Some of the questions, I'll take 2 to 3 minutes more to complete, then we'll have. How to choose US universities? I have spoken about it. Choose the US universities based on your area of specialization, not by the ranking of the US universities. Invitation letter from the US universities is highly desirable, but it is not a mandatory requirement to apply for this fellowship program. If you have not got one by the application deadline, does not matter. Still, then you can apply, and you can, if you get it even after the deadline, you can submit to us. But you must submit your application by the application deadline. Field of study, we encourage interdisciplinary research. If your field is not listed there among the 24 fields, does not matter. Still, then you can apply as far as you can come up with a convincing proposal which fits into one of the areas that we have subscribed. Your research essays, general versus specific, that is also another question. I would suggest that both. You have to bring out the larger picture. At the same time, you have to give particular instances of justifying this thing. When you are coming up with a conceptual thing or coming up with a big claim, please give some instances to justify that you have done something in this field. Now, research proposal essays, general versus specific, you have to be both general as well as specific. There is no age limit for this fellowship program. Re-applicants are most welcome. Every year, each application will be considered fresh. So, even if you have applied earlier, does not matter. We have several instances where the applicants have been selected in the second or third attempt. Word limit is very important. Every question has its own word limit, so please follow that. And writing style, please follow the format. We have to Times New Roman 12, direct and active voice. Next. Key components of invitation. The invitation letter of invitation must be on the institutional letterhead. It must specify the start and end date of the grant. It must indicate the nature of in-person activities that are going to happen there. And also it must outline the financial or in-kind arrangements if they are providing anything. Otherwise, it is not a requirement. If there is any affiliation fee, that should also be indicated. Include details of the faculty, host and the department, what type of facility you are going to get there. That must be indicated in the letter of invitation. And also, it must be signed by the administrative authority. So that letter of invitation, if you get by the deadline, please upload it as a part of your online application. Next, please. So this is our historic Fulbright House in the central Delhi, 12 Valley Road. We have our regional offices in Chennai, Kolkata, Mumbai and Hyderabad. Wherever there is a US consulate, we have our offices. Our website usif.org.in is the sole source of all the information. If you have any question, please do write to us at ip@usif.org.in. We will be happy to provide you guidance on any aspect about the application. I think we'll stop here and thank you so much for your time, and I wish you all the best in your application process.
I think Dr. Dash and your colleague, I think it was really a great explanation of various, scholarships which USIF, United States India Educational Foundation is, offering. And the way you have explained in a very elaborate way, going into the each and every aspect of the scheme. What is the scheme? What are the number of applications and how to prepare a strong application, and each and every aspect of the application, that impact, what it is going to make, the relevance to the society, the outcome, your future plans, even going to the detail that how to write or how to get a good LOR written, and what are the do's and don'ts. I think this will certainly benefit all the future faculty and research scholars of MIT. I also wanted to share with you one very great message from Honorable Founder President. He has conveyed that he is watching this program right from the beginning, and he has sent greetings to both of you. And as he always does, he always raises the bar, or he throws a new challenge. So after listening to the deliberation, he has given a challenge to all MATians. That he says that we should have how many Fulbrighters in MAT? I said we have two, or I think we have three. One is our, senior professor, Dr. S.L. Kothari, who was a Fulbrighter in 83, 84. I was, just thinking a conservative number going to double digits. But founder says we should have at least 100 numbers. And, we are not left with any option that, sir, kuch kam karo. Means 100 means 100. So now this is a new challenge which has been thrown to all of us by Honorable Founder President. I think we all would certainly do our best and make it happen, that 100 number. I think without delay, now we will request Malika Chatterjee, then we will request Nidhi, and now we also have Dr. S.L. Kothari. So after that, we will also listen to Professor S.L. Kothari. Malika. He is the Senior Vice President in our MIT University Rajasthan campus.
Professor Kothari, hope you can, you remember me, SUDARSAN?
Yeah, I do remember you very well, sir.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're most welcome, sir. And Fulbright experience is really a lifetime experience. And can I speak, Dr. Singh?
Yeah. In the meantime, she's preparing. I think you can go ahead.
And once you are a Fulbrighter, you are always a Fulbrighter. That is what Dr. Dash was telling. And my experience as a Fulbright fellow remained with me all my life, and it helped me shaping my career. And I have been helping people for last many years as a General Secretary of Fulbright Alumni Association at Jaipur chapter. And one of the faculty from MIT Rajasthan has been selected for Fulbright grant, Dr.
Yes.
Pratik Sudhakaran. And he was a very brilliant scholar, and from the very beginning, I knew that he will make it. And I guided him all through, and he sailed through and he got the fellowship. Also, I hosted some US Fulbright scholars in Jaipur, and that was also a wonderful experience, having somebody coming from US to your university, spending 3 months, 4 months at your campus and teaching your student. That was a wonderful experience. The Fulbrighter who came from USA will teach in the college, in the university department, and if his students have not come, he will wait for the students to come till the exact time, and after 5 minutes he will leave and come back to his office. Fulbright grant is very, very important in diverse areas. They give scholarships for pre-PhD grant, for postdoctoral grant, for professional grants. All sorts of grants are there. And Professor Neeraj has rightly pointed out that the numbers is very low, and this number is really low for a country like India. But Fulbright grant is international level, and they select best of the people from all over the world. Therefore, in India's share, whatever number comes is okay. When I was selected for Fulbright scholarship, Dr. Dash, there were only 4 scholarships all over India. So this number could be increased, I suppose. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Kothari. Thank you. Over to Malika.
I think there is one.
Yeah, hi, good evening, everybody, all esteemed colleagues. And it's actually, I was part of the Fulbright Nehru Academic and Professional Excellence Fellow cohort when I visited Brown University. I returned just last week. And it has actually been, as Dr. Dash, I think, mentioned once, and Fulbright mentions again and again, I'm very emotional when I talk about my journey. It's been more than just a research endeavor. It has been a soulful and enriching exchange of research ideas, work, and culture. So where did I go? I went to Providence, which was Rhode Island, capital of Rhode Island, which is a small state in the east part of the US, and had Brown University. I will just go a little bit about the application process because that would be something I think people would be interested about who are applying. I applied, I think by July 15th, 2022 was our deadline for application. I went Parul, thanks to Parul actually from Active. Yeah, she was the one who follows up on all these international grants, and she sent me us the fellowship, and I looked at it. And at the same time, with the help of our respected HOI, Professor Malle at Amity Institute of Neurosciences, of which I am a faculty, we had started to build up a zebrafish facility in Amity, and I was new to zebrafish. All right. So I was learning and almost like a PhD fellow. But I am a neurodevelopmental person, biologist by training. And I was working with adult zebrafish. I wanted to work with baby zebrafishes. And I was looking up on papers. And at the time, Parul sent me this application, the advertisement. I was looking at a paper of a certain scientist from Brown called Professor Robert Creighton, and it's almost as you say, the stars were aligned because at the same time, I thought of applying to this fellowship if Robert took me in his lab, as you know, he has to be a host, right? So I wrote to Robert. I actually wrote to two scientists, one in UCSF and one at Brown University. And the UCSF professor didn't reply to me. The professor at Brown, which is Robert Creighton, he replied to me with a very positive, nice note. Yes, if you get a fellowship, I will be willing to accommodate you in my lab. And of course, they had a great system, which I wanted to learn, high throughput neurobehavior of zebrafish. Okay, and that was exactly the thing that I wanted to do. And it was not available in India. I also had the exact reason as to why I could apply for a Fulbright, therefore. Okay, so I just applied, and as Parul and Professor Silamurthy and everybody knows, that I submitted the application. I would say it's a really long process though, because after I submitted, I gave the interview in November, and in November, around January or something, I got some letter, I think from Viji, again a colleague at USIF, and she told me that, okay, your application, you have been selected through the interview, and your name has gone as a final, first panel or something they call it, recommended panel, right? Principal candidate. Yes, that term was very confusing at first. I was like, what is a principal candidate? What is the chance of me being chosen as a principal candidate? Finally, is it 80%? Is it a 90%? I will be honest with you, I debated for that remaining months. And everybody, like my well-wishers around me also debated, oh, maybe you will get it or not get it. We don't know. Okay. So our myths and whatever we were thinking, overthinking, came to rest in April, I think, if I'm correct on the date, in the month, April 2023, that I got the final email that, yes, you have been selected from the board as a final candidate who is going to US. Okay. So when you get that final letter, there are multiple letters which will come to you. So the final letter was that, okay, I am going. And with the stipend amount and all, when it came in May or June, that's when I barely had a month left to go. So I was going in August 15th, and then I flew on August 15th to Brown. And that's what I was saying, when I went to Brown, I become very emotional because it has been a very soulful journey. I'm still missing Rhode Island. It's a beautiful place, beautiful flowers. The spring season is just in at Brown, so I was taking pictures. And Providence is a riot of colors. It's a beautiful part of and a representative of New England. So even if you ever go to US, you should visit New England because of the fall colors, of the spring colors. There are colors everywhere. So, this was the university where I actually went to, Brown University. I was working in Sidney Frank Hall in the lab of Professor Robert Creighton. This is me in action, where in between Fulbright, I think, asked us to send a couple of images in action. So this is one of the pictures my kind colleagues took of me. Then we went for a molecular cell biology department retreat in Bristol. Here is Robert, my kind host. I also went to an invited lecture to my alma mater, which I did my PhD from University of Connecticut Health Center. So there was a talk there. Again, Robert, very kind of him. He was a great mentor and collaborator. He actually sort of sponsored my trip to CSHL. For those who don't know, it's Cold Spring Harbor Laboratories, where I presented data from Amity there. Meanwhile, I also had an online talk from a bunch of enthusiastic women in neuroscience in the UK. So I was doing research, learning things, and at the same time, also connecting with various people there. Okay, so briefly, I would say, okay, the sponsors are, not being visible here, but these are my proposed objectives. And briefly I mean, there are not only neuroscientists here, there are other people also, but I've actually, we have achieved what we proposed as the objectives which were supposed to be done at Brown University. That is my second objective mostly, to determine the extent of reduced or enhanced, this is a carbohydrate, HSPG sulfation, on neurological behavior in the developing and adult zebrafishes. I think we have been more or less successful, as evidenced by this single image which has been taken on a confocal microscope at Brown University. And we are in the process of writing 4 manuscripts, of which 3 have been already planned up with Robert as one of the co-authors. And I'm thankful to Robert for the research resources that he has spent over time, and I'm still in communication with him regarding future research collaborations. I'll not go too much into the science. I'm happy to discuss the science later if anybody wants to ask me. But considering this is a lay, I mean, there are people from different backgrounds here. I just wanted to share the cultural experience. This was very important because I met a couple of people outside the university while on the flight to Providence from Minnesota, where I had where I caught a flight. I mean, I was in transit. And this person, he was businessman, and he lived in Providence, and we started talking on neuroscience because unfortunately he had a child who had autism. So, and I am interested in autism developmental disorder. So we started talking. Later, he and his wife invited me home, and I have been invited to each of the American festivities, each of the American holidays I've spent with them. And I made many friends there, thanks to their circle. And all the American culture, I've been previously there in America because I was in Yukon, but Providence was a special thing for me because I had seen so much of American culture that I made in this 9 months, I have made friends which I've never had in life, like such good friends I have made there. So this is something like, I wanted to share a couple of pictures, that outside lab, what did we do? So, well, I did go to Las Vegas. I made just $41 there while traveling. That helped me in my research process, to gain some funds. But jokes aside, these are the friends which I made there. I was talking about the guy I met on the plane. This was the guy I met on flight. I went to those parts of Massachusetts which actually had the American Revolution happening. Okay. So the first American War of Independence. And I went to people who read literature, Little Woman House in Massachusetts with my family. I mean, see, I call them family. Actually, they are like family to me now. Then my husband visited me during Christmas time for 2 weeks. And chocolate, which is, I love the chocolate there. And this is too short a time to discuss so much of cultural information I took in there. And I still continue to maintain ties with the people out there, including my lab. Now I've come to the most important part of my slide, that is the acknowledgement. It was, this didn't happen in a day. Fulbright fellowship, yeah, I am a sole individual here who has gotten, and I think Nidhi also, but there are multiple people working behind the scenes who make it happen. Example is USIEF, as you see in the, icon here, the logo here. Thanks to Dr. SUDARSAN Das. And Gayatri, I think I haven't interacted because she was in the postdoctoral thing, right? Yeah. Oh, sorry, Jaya, not Gayatri. Sorry, Jaya. Yeah, you were in the postdoc, right? Yeah, right. So I'm more with BG. So I used to interact with BG, and so I'm undoubtedly grateful to the support I have received from USIF and my funding agencies, BSc, Fulbright, and obviously the External Affairs, Ministry of External Affairs. Okay. Back at home, I wouldn't have even been able to go if not for our respectable, honorable founder president, Ashok K. Chauhan, who has given me ultimate independence and support, all throughout, background support to go there, and his staff. Professor B.N. Malik, who is our HOI at Amity Institute of Neuroscience and Neuropsychology. Dr. Silvamurthy, who is our guide, but I don't see him here today, but he has been like the guiding force behind all this. And of course, the kind and generous mentor who has given me the resources to work at Brown, Professor Robert Freeton, and also the postdocs and the lab technician who helped me work there. Without these people, Fulbright Fellowship would not have been possible. My successful execution of the Fulbright Fellowship would not have been possible here. And as a 5-year plan, what we plan to do is to actually set up the same facility back at my institute at Amity, where we want to do the same type of experiments and evolve into doing better experiments here. And we are already in talks with the senior faculty, including Dr. A.K. Singh and Dr. Neeraj Sharma here, about how to set it up here. So that would be the most successful exchange in terms of transferring academic research information back there. And last but not the least, I would really express my sincere gratitude to Parul and the staff at Active, Axtia, and those at Brown and AINN. And thank you all for your listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Malika. You are missing Dr. Silvamurthy. We all are missing. But today he's having, gala time. He's receiving, I think, one very prestigious award in Karnataka on yoga. So I think we need to clap for you and for him. Okay, Nidhi, would you mind sharing your experience? You can go there. No problem, extempore.
Very good evening, esteemed faculty. And it's a great pleasure to be here to talk about Fulbright. First of all, I thank Dr. Das and Dr. Jaya for being here and explaining things in a very detail. And they already spoke about this in volume by even Dr. Malika. So I just put a little light upon it. I was a Fulbright. I recently joined. First of all, I just talk about what I have recently joined Amity. I am currently in SED department, specifically in computer science department. Last week I joined as an assistant professor, grade 2. And my Fulbright journey so far, I applied in my doctoral when I did my master's and PhD both from JNU. And during my PhD program, I applied for Fulbright Nehru Doctoral and Professional Research Scholarship at USFI. As Dr. Das is here, I was very keen for applying for the Fulbright, and I attended one of the seminars organized at the time of 2012 because I was a 2013 and 14 batch. It took me a year because it's a long process application which need to be carefully, apply for every certain details is very required to be applied there. So my research, which was focusing on, because I was computer science, and there they put a limited, it's not a limited as they already mentioned about it. So my research was on transportation system, that is intelligent transportation system. So there we were working on the theoretical aspects. When I applied in several universities, and I got acceptance from the Carnegie Mellon University, where Professor Ozan was working on virtual traffic lights. Specifically, they have the collaborative research with the General Motors, where they work on the virtual traffic light to completely eradicate the traditional traffic light at the roads. So that was the research I have applied for. And during my experience so far, I was also got 1 month Fulbright visiting scholarship at University of Connecticut also. There I have a very tremendous experience of interacting with the Fulbrights from the different countries altogether. And then I proceeded with my doctoral research at Carnegie. There, during my 9 to 10 months, there I met several research scholars from the different universities. Even Fulbright, time to time, used to organize different seminars in different cities at US. So we used to go there and collaborate with them. Even I visited so many universities, MIT, Yale. Even I was in Harvard, Stanford University. So it was a very, it is not limited to a certain aspect or a certain area you are bounded with. You have an abundance of opportunities which you can apply so far. So that was a experience I had that beautifully. And I still remember, like, when I just saw for the Fulbright Academy, I would be looking forward for applying for the Academy program as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Nidhi. Extempore you explained and took us through your Fulbright fellowship so nicely. Thank you.
Thank
you. Now I think the house is open for interaction. All the faculty members, if you have any query, any clarification, any comment, any suggestion, I think we have Dr. Das and his colleague to respond to you. Otherwise, what we can do quickly, we can start from one end and quickly just introduce yourself. And if you have any comment or query, you can just share.
First of all, thanks a lot for giving me such wonderful presentation opportunity to all the MIT faculties and research associates. I am the faculty in MIT University from last 10 years. I have recently completed my PhD last year. My PhD topic was collaborated with one of the US professor. So he was my external co-guide. He was willing to send me the invitation letter after last month only. So I wanted to apply there in University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Okay, so we are already working on a particular project. So can I take it further for the postdoctoral fellowship? And under which scheme that this proposal will be suitable? I want to just mention that I have 7 SCI indexed paper last year.
See, when you're applying for a Fulbright grant, you should understand that there has to be a rationality and there has to be a feasibility which you have to defend. So you have to defend why US, why not any other country, and if US, then what is it that India is lacking that US lab would be providing. We understand that you already have a collaboration with a US faculty that will smoothen your, getting an invitation letter. But when you're planning for a postdoctoral grant, this is something which is very important. And the second most important factor, as Sudarshan has already specified, the impact of your project. The impact is something which we look for. So it should have an outcome and an impact. Because in Indian system, we are not trained to come up with a PhD thesis which has impact. So you need to focus that what would be the impact and how it will benefit both the countries. If this is something which you are clear, then you can go ahead and put that same proposal as a postdoc project.
Madam, I think I would like to introduce. When we talk of impact, if we talk of a basic research, a project which is a generation of the knowledge, another lab project which is, kind of a, technology or some, let's say TRL level 2, 3, and something product oriented. So do you discriminate between among these 3 categories, or they are put at the same level?
For us, for example, we have scholars in postdoc who are from theoretical physics. They are pure theory. There are people who have lab-based product output scholars. We also have scholars who are working in policy aspect. So there are different categories of scholars, but we do not discriminate. we see the worth of the project, and not we, it's the reviewers, it's the field experts who would be reviewing it.
Birth of the project, not tomorrow, but maybe day after.
Yes.
Yes, so meanwhile, I have already applied, I have signed up, I have made the account also, and I can see that the first field is material science, and I am developing self-healing metals with the collaboration with US faculty.
Okay, so I think Sudarshan did not specify that. For Fulbright fellowship, the first challenge that you will face is selecting the right field. That is the challenge number one. So if you jump that challenge, then the next will come. Okay, your project proposal. But selecting the field which matches your project proposal, it's something which is very, very critical. So that is a call which you have to take. We can suggest, but as per our guidelines, we are not supposed to suggest any particular field to the applicant, because we assume that applicant at postdoc level is quite knowledgeable of his field, of his project proposal, and the person should be capable enough to select the right field. So selection of the right field becomes your first challenge when you apply for the Fulbright grant. Because you have to understand that if you're putting it under material sciences, you should understand that it would go to experts from material science. So you have to judge, are there the right people to check your application? Or do you want someone else who should be considered as the right person to check your proposal? So you have to judge from that side onwards. So it's not that I am from material science, so my project can be bioengineering, but I put it under material science, and I expect a material science expert, two experts, to read through the application and to select. That becomes a challenge for the reviewers. So you have to think from the reviewer's perspective also when you put an application under a particular field.
I have some papers on the same topic. So a partial work that is already being done, will it support the application process?
I think, madam, would you mind, talking to him separately and
He can write me a detailed mail. I will be happy to.
Can you exchange your
Yes.
preferential mode of communication?
Yes, I will meet.
Right.
Thanks for your wonderful address. I am Panchanan Shah. I am basically in the project department. Our department basically facilitated all Amity universities in research schemes.
Can I say something?
No,
I've already spoken.
Okay, then. Thank you, sir. We will promote our researchers to apply for postdoc fellowship. Very nice presentations and reporting. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, both of you, for the wonderful presentation. And I'm sure it will be very, very helpful for all the MITians and the research scholars. I am Dr. Ghosh. I am Dr. R. Ghosh. I joined MIT School of Architecture and Planning around 2 years back after retiring from the industry, one of the leading PSUs in the country. In our department, we have around 20 plus research scholars at the moment at different levels. So we want to sensitize them also about this. So it will be very useful, if possible, the salient features and the highlights of the fellowships can be circulated to all the schools so that we can, sensitize them. Thank you very much. I think it is 2005. Yeah.
I can send the link to Parul, so okay. Parul can be the point of contact.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Hello, sir. I am Senthil from Amity Institute of Pharmacy. So it was nice seeing all the information. So I'll be trying next year for academic and professional excellence program. I'll be trying. Thank you, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Lovely Gupta. I have just completed my PhD from the Department of Biotechnology, and my guide is Dr. Pooja Vijay, who guided me throughout my PhD journey. And I am also looking for the postdoc positions. And since this seminar is held today, and the deadline is very near to apply for, so definitely next year I'll try to come up with this proposal and do all these application and all. Yeah. Thank you.
What I was thinking if we can do quickly because lot of people are online. I think we would also listen to them. How? Yeah.
Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. My name is Jitu Sharma. I am from Amity Institute of Public Health. Um, I had gone through this. I knew about this fellowship last year, and I was going through this website, and I found that we need a letter from host institute, which will be in US, and I thought it's not possible to apply here because how I will select that institute and uh, two thing was very impossible looking for me like this identifying this host institute in US, and the second thing was getting recommendation letters. I mean, I was not sure who will write this recommendation letter for me, and yeah. Anything else? I'll definitely.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ajay Patel, and I am doing PhD in pharmaceutical chemistry, and I am working on vitamin D3 for their solubility enhancement. And thank you for the informative session.
Hello, I am Dr. Amit Kharkwal from MIT Institute of Microbial Technology, working in the area of plant microbe and microbe interaction for regenerative agriculture. And we have developed several technologies. Two technologies are already transferred to 7 companies as of date. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Nutan Kaushik. I'm a Director General of MIT Food and Agriculture Foundation. So, in Agriculture and Allied Sciences, we have plenty of faculty who are eligible to apply for the postdoctoral positions as well as for the faculty positions. As well, we also have the PhD scholars who would be applying. So, I have one question now, like regarding this thing. Suppose the fellowship is for the 10 months. Can somebody apply for the shorter duration, rather than 10 months or something like that?
Yes, one can apply for a shorter duration.
Shorter duration. So 10 months is the maximum.
Because we have always
so it's the maximum duration which you time. And second thing, like the J1, you would be the scholar will be going on the J1 visa, of course. So there's a binding that J1 has to come back after finishing the assignment. And I think for 18 months or 36 months, the person has to serve in India. But apart from that, is there any bond from the your Fulbright side?
No, there is no bond, nothing. And we do not need anything from you. Only thing is that you have to give a final report, which is 2 hours. You'll give the feedback only. So there is no bond. There is nothing that you need to return.
Because in DBT Quest, DBT has asked for the bond for the CS bond.
We do not take any bond.
And so that's a great opportunity. But you, since you are from the Indo-US International Forum, but who's like in promoting this USDA Cochrane Fellowship? Has any do they have office in India? The USDA Cochrane Fellowship, because that's where I got one when I was in sometime long time back in 2005 or 2006.
We do not administer that grant, but if you write to us, I will try to find out.
Yes, that will be great, because for the agriculture purposes, this USDA Cochrane Fellowship is a very good fellowship, which can be used by many of the agriculture scientists and faculty. Thank you. So, good evening. It was a wonderful talk. I'm Dr. Harsha. I look after phytochemistry and phytomedicine. So, we have 6 passed out PhD students whom we can encourage for postdoc. And one is like from our department under Dr. Subhash Rajiv. He's currently doing his PhD, and 2 more part-time students are there. No, no, no. He's second year. Yeah. And yeah. So, yeah. So you can apply for doctoral research. And I think we'll also apply next year because the timeline is like 1 week more before 1st July. So I had also been to US in Purdue for a short time. So I think next time I'll utilize this for that only. Yeah. So thank you so much. It was a very informative talk.
Very good evening, everyone. Thanks a lot, Jaya ma'am and Das sir, for this wonderful talk. Myself, Dr. Subhash Chandra. I am faculty at MIT Institute of Phytochemistry and Phytomedicine with Harsha ma'am. My research area is basically a medicinal chemist. I'm working on de novo drug designing and the alteration of the existing APIs for tailoring their pharmacokinetic profile. Sir and ma'am, very particular query is that I have already applied for a similar another project for a short time visit like Karab Saira that is under review at Stanford University. I have applied as a mentor institute. So should I try like for another for similar short duration project in this one?
So that fellowship is directly with the Stanford.
No, no, sir. That is from the sir.
DST.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Yes.
can apply for this also, right? And we are quite open. You can see if you are selected, the choice will be yours. You can go for the DST fellowship or Fulbright. You can withdraw from Fulbright also. We have no such complete.
You can apply both. Parallelly, you can apply both.
Yeah,
And you have to choose one.
absolutely.
Yeah, there is no restriction.
But I think if he gets both, there may not be any restriction to avail both also.
No, he has to choose one.
No. I think if their timeline, time window is not overlapping.
If the time permits, you can take that. But if there is a time constraint.
You can
see
avail
what
both
can
if you
happen.
win. You can avail both.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, hello everyone. Good evening. I'm Professor Kavita, heading the Amity School of Economics, and it was wonderful to see all these, opportunities which are available for my research scholars. And I will definitely share with all those who have passed out and who are, still doing. Also, some of the faculty members can also apply for it. So, thank you so much. It was a wonderful one. And Parul, I'll connect with you on this. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, sir. It was a nice presentation, and I'm aware about this fellowship, but because my one or two is friend from international body, they have already completed. One recently from Bangladesh, he has completed from MIT this Fulbright fellowship, and he only suggested me that why don't you go for this fellowship? But sir, recently I went to the Texas University in September on J1 visa, and they have written on my visa that on J1 visa I cannot apply another visa for next 2 years. So is it possible that you will be helping in getting the J1 visa, because on my visa it is mentioned?
So it depends on the discretion of the U.S. Embassy, and we have seen in many cases, even if it is written there 2-year home residency, they give the fellows the visa under the Fulbright. So it happens. So let us not get into that much of analysis. In many cases, what we have seen, the visa only thing is that when somebody is applying for H&L visa, then the 2-year home residency comes to be very effective. But if you are going for another research, these things are very liberally seen. So it should not be an issue.
That is why I was thinking not for this year, next year, because I will be completing next 2 years, means in 25. And as time is very short, so it is not very easy to prepare the proposal in just a 1 month. But thank you for sharing the opportunity for the postdoctoral and doctoral fellow, because I have in my institution the students, PhD students, who can they apply for this fellowship. And there are a student who have completed PhD from HBNI, Bombay. So they are looking for the job. As sorry for not indicating my area of research. We are from the Nuclear Science and Technology Institution, and we are having BTech, MTech program, and PhD program in Nuclear Science and Technology. I am the director of this institution, Dr. Arpana Goyal. I did the PhD from IIT Roorkee. But we have a project, as sir has already mentioned, that DETRA project. But under that project, I have already discussed this, that I will be applying for the Fulbright Fellowship. But due to this J1 constraint, I have not pursued this matter. So maybe in next year, I will be doing this. But sir, can I apply under physics, because nuclear science or nuclear physics is not there in here?
That is a possibility, yes. Yes, but I would like to see an abstract of your project to provide you the right guidance for the field.
Right. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for such a elaborate lecture. It was nice to understand the small points that we have to keep in mind. One of my students applied for it for doctoral fellowship in 2020. Of course, she was not successful, but next year she would be applying again for a postdoc, and I would be applying for a climate change.
Great. All the best. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Ramannath Mishra, Associate Professor, Amity Institute of Forensic Science. Thank you, sir, for your very nice presentation about Fulbright Fellowship and step-by-step procedure. I'm personally willing to apply this academic and professional excellence fellowship, and also I will guide for my PhD students for applying. Thank you.
Good evening, sir. Myself, Dr. Anand. I have done my graduation from BHU, Banasindhu University. I have completed my master's, that is MTech in Computer Science, from Jawaharlal Nehru University. PhD also from Jawaharlal Nehru University, just last year. I have visited 4 times US. Last week I came from the US. Actually, there is a BTech 3 continent program here, and every year, this is my 4th continuous year visited to the US. This time I was in Fairleigh Dickinson University, that is in New Jersey. So as you mentioned in your lecture, the teaching facility is really good in that. And then this time also I taught a few students in Fairleigh Dickinson University. And then I have also done, I have used the lab. There is a Bloomberg lab. I have done the certification also there. So I'm really interested in the teaching part. So is there any way to complete the application in 10 days? Because I can see the time is very less. So is it possible? And one more thing I want to add, I have cleared most of the certification course which is available in India. I have qualified UGC NET also. I have qualified GATE also. And then a lot of certification which is available in India. And as you know, the UGC NET is only, in all over India, only 1% teachers can clear the UGC NET. So I am in that. So I have a lot of certification and everything I have done in computer science up to 12. Is there any possibility?
Yes, you can. 10 days but you have to spend at least 4 to 5 hours every day to come up with a very convincing proposal. And but you have to start right now. After you exit this room, start the application. Also identify the 3 referees who would like the letters of reference for you. Letter of invitation, it may not be possible to get in such a short span of time.
but we are flexible in that sense. You can give us the letter of invitation. Maybe after a month or so, we are open to that. So take a try. There is nothing to lose, because if you may happen, I will tell you an example. I received a call from a Director General of Police from Hyderabad. We have a fellowship for police officers also, and he said that two of his juniors would like to apply for the Humphrey Fellowship program. I said that just 2 nights are left, so probably that's not the right thing. He said that even 1 night is sufficient for us, because we are into such a business. We have to complete something, within few hours. I said that it's up to you, and he encouraged his juniors to apply, and one of them got selected. So absolutely all the best if you want to apply. There is nothing impossible. You can do it.
Thank you, Dr. Das. Even I am also interested for the Fulbright Academia and professional programs. But as we already mentioned that only 10 days are left. So, and also there is a eligibility which you mentioned at 5 years of experience. So in that 5 years, because I have totally a 5 years of experience, including a guest faculty of NSUT, Netaji Subhash. So will it be counted? Like it will be, because usually Fulbright USFI takes the 5 years of full year regular faculty. So will it be counted? Because 4.5 years of Delhi University experience is the full time. But for NSUT, where I was in Netaji Subhash, it was not a full time, it was a guest. Will it be counted? Then only I can think about it.
I would recommend on a safer side to wait for a year.
Wait for it.
Yeah,
That will be
because for you, the bar will be little higher.
Yes, I understand that. Oh, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think a lot of our colleagues are online and they had been waiting for quite some time. I think those who are online, you can, switch on your camera if you have any query, any comment or any question. All our colleagues who are online. Any response? No response. Once again, anyone who are online. I think Neeraj, no one is responding to that.
Right.
I think what now, since Dr. Neeraj has to conclude, I hand it over to Dr. Neeraj Sharma. Yeah.
Yeah, four.
Four. Oh,
Two
Dr.
here and two at Jaipur campus.
Dr. Neeraj Sharma.
Oh, so on behalf of the Honorable Founder President, Dr. Ashok Chauhan, the Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, myself, and Dr. Singh, and all the colleagues here, online, offline, both Dr. SUDARSAN Das and Dr. JAYA BHARTI. Thanks for visiting this campus. Probably you have come for the second time. Talking about the Fulbright fellowships and the entire spectrum of the fellowships that you offer, the grants of various kinds that you offer. You talked about it's a binational commission in which India and US are partners and equal partners, right? So India and the US contribute equally. Indian side is the Ministry of External Affairs. And then you talked about it's not only that Indians go to the US citizens can come here also. I think some of you, the colleagues, have mentioned that they visited our campus. And you talked about more than 400,000 fellowships that have been offered so far by the USIEF. And Fulbright definitely is a very big brand, as has been mentioned by our colleagues here. Two of the colleagues are sitting here and two in the Jaipur campus. And it is a brand in itself. Fulbright is a brand in itself. Subjects, if you see, a large number of fields and large number of subjects are covered in this, and anything and everything that you can see under the sun is there. what I think Sudarshan was talking about, that if they have not mentioned things or subjects over here, it doesn't mean that it is not included. So all the subjects which you can think about, but the only thing is that you will see the justification. Why are you going to the US? What you will get from them, which you are not getting it here? Why can't you do things over here? I mean, this is the very big thing that you must think about once you start thinking of applying to the Fulbright fellowships. Of course, it is merit based, it is very strict, and it is very, very competitive in nature. As I have been talking to her, that the numbers are very small, and Dr. Kothari also agreed with me that the if any opportunity that you guys get in your board of governors or something where you can think about increasing the number, I think it would be the great for a country like India of 140 crore people over here, and there are many, many aspirants. And it's not that they will be applying just like that. They are bright aspirants. The people who are bright and they actually qualify for your Fulbright fellowships. A large number of fellowships that you defined, Nehru doctoral research fellowships, postdoc research fellowships. Then you talked about academic and professional excellence fellowships, the Kalam climate fellowships, and a very interesting topic that you covered is teaching Hindi and Urdu as Indian subjects, for which you do not require specific qualifications. I mean, this is very interesting that even if we don't have the qualification in Hindi or Urdu, you must be knowing Urdu, but if you don't have professional qualifications, that also is considered, which is a very interesting thing. For example, I am my mother tongue is Hindi, and if I go there and teach Hindi, it could be a very interesting thing for me as well. You also talked about the how to prepare effective research proposal, to make it competitive. It's very important. You may be having good ideas, you may be having good things in your mind, but if you're not able to present it properly, then the other side only looks at only your proposal. So how to write, and this also we talk about when we help the researchers and faculty here in the science and technology domain. The key takeaways are that I think research scholars, postdocs, both PhDs, postdocs, faculty members, large number of subjects which are offered here. But the last and the most important thing is the wish and the direction of the Honorable Founder President, who says that, as Dr. Singh has mentioned, that we now have to have 100 such fellows working here in MET group or MET system. It's a large group. There are a large number of campuses in India. It's not just one campus here. So we would see that his wish is fulfilled, and would like to see that large number of people. In fact, I am also inclined, looking at all this. This is very interesting. I was talking to Parul that how can I also become an applicant to this important program. So with that, I think a very nice interaction. Thank you very much, both of you. And we wish all the best to all of us for the application as well as, competing in those fellowships. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Sharma. Now, I think before we go to the last, but the most important aspect of felicitating, I'll just say that, this program has been organized by the S&T War Room, where me and Dr. Sharma part of this. All these, they are the S&T warriors, and they work in a mission mode, what you said, the DG police called you. And it is the multi-purpose, mission-oriented force of Honorable Founder President. If any task is given to them, they will complete it till it is complete, they don't go to rest. I think I'll just say the S&T warriors who had made it happen today. I think the lead is Parul. And, and we are doing one experiment. It is a group. For one program, one is lead, and rest of them supporters, irrespective of their seniority. So today's program is lead Parul, supported by Kaushiki, Shishu, Nidhi, Upreti, Vivek, Ruchi, and overall mentorship is by Arjinder Kaur. So, this is how they made it happen. Thank you. Thank you to all of you. You have done a wonderful job. Thank you. Now we go to the last part. We would like to felicitate. Ready? Malika, सब लोग आ जाओ, सब लोग. Come all. Come on. भाई देखो, some of you have got the fellowship and rest are in the line. Malika, come. You want with the people. Come. Neeraj ji, आप come. Thank you so much. Such a plan.